What's up everyone, this is Clinton from God's Hand Studios, and in this tutorial we are going to be discussing a very powerful and fun concept in video editing. This adds another layer of flexibility to your video, and this is called masking. So we'll quickly delve straight into it. So what is masking, guys? Masking is a trick in video editing you use to hide or reveal specific segments on your video frame. So let's analyze this video. One of the things we are going to notice in this video is that the background is very bright, the grass is pretty muted, and his face is a little bit dark. So is the hands and stuff like that. So there might be reasons to this. Maybe he's staying under a tree and the sun is shining directly at the background. So let's say we want to pop up the brightness in his face. So let's start. Let's go to lumetri color, add lumetri color effect, right click, rename. Let's call it face pop. Okay, so let's head over here now in basic correction and increase the brightness. You can see the face is very bright now. We can now see details in the face. But one of the things you will notice is that as the face is getting brighter, so is the background. And our major goal here is to pop his face without making the background that bright. So this is where masking comes in. So head over here, you can click on this eclipse. So you can get a circular mask and walk over it. So you can also use the free draw bezier tool. So let's click on this eclipse mask. Immediately you get this eclipse shape, and here you will see the mask. So this shape you get here is the masking you are using to review some areas, the areas that you want to pop, you understand? And as you can see, it's only the areas now within this eclipse that is getting the brightness or the exposure increase. So anywhere you drag it, the place will get brighter. And there are some things here, max part, you can choose to keyframe it, you can choose to feather it, because we are having hard edges here. Let me increase the brightness some more so you can, I'm exaggerating now guys, so you can see what I mean. So any place you take this eclipse to, you get brighter, you understand, including the face. And there are some other things here, like we said, feather. Let me click out. You can see it's as if this is an additional or external thing you added to your video. It's looking quite artificial now. So one of the things you can do is to feather it. If you feather it, it looks more natural because you don't have those sharp edges. And another thing you can do, if it's too bright, you can reduce the opacity of the mask. If you want this to spread over your image, you can then increase the expansion. You see, as I'm increasing the expansion, several parts of our image are getting brighter, and if I'm reducing it, it will gradually disappear. So another thing here, let me reduce the feather so you can see the effect. Another checkbox you will notice is this inverted mask here. So by clicking it, what it will do is it will apply the mask effect around every other place in this image and leave this circular area untouched. So let's go ahead and click inverted. You can see every other place in our image has gotten brighter, but this place remains dark. So let's do what we came for. Let's drag this circular mask around his face. By the way, let's decrease this thing. This is too much. I think 0.9 is okay. So one of the things we can do now is to zoom into the face so that we can make our masking much more precise. So click on this fit drop down icon, maybe go for 75 and press H to select the hand tool. This will make your dragging much more flexible. Then select your clip, select on the mask. Then let's make this mask fit around the face as much as we can. By the way, all you notice is that your dragging is looking robotic because it's still like a basic eclipse tool. If you add another point here, you will get much more flexibility with the dragging. So let's mask around the face. Okay, I think this is okay to an extent. One of the things we avoid doing here is to make the mask fit perfectly or very fitted to his shape, to the shape of his head, because this is a video, guys, it's not a picture. So he will be making movements, so we'll leave some space around the head. Then with the hand, let me select the hand too. Okay, Okay, then I think this is a good mask. Then one of the things you do is to feather it. This will blend it in to what you already have, so it doesn't look like too artificial. So let's toggle the effect on and off so we can see the before and after. This is the before, this is the after. Before, after. So you can see this is already making a lot of difference. You can choose to increase the brightness if you want the face to pop some more, and you can as well extend this mask around the hand if you wish to. But for now, guys, you get the concept. You can choose to do whatever you want, and if the intensity is too much, that's if the effect is too much, you can reduce or increase it here. So let's play the video now. You can see this looks very subtle and natural. This does not only apply to the lumetri color, because the effect we use it to achieve here is on the lumetri color. Okay, let's say you want to blur a specific part of the image. Let's say the cloth. Let's say you want to blur this particular jersey. What you can do is head over to your effects panel, search for Gaussian blur, the blur and sharpen, drag it on top of your clip, then blur it till you stop seeing the details in the clothes. What you will notice now is that we've blurred both the background, our model, and the jersey. So with the help of masking, you can select, with the free Bezier tool, you can select around this cloth. You understand? Select the area you want to be blurred. Then close it up here and feather it. So one of the things you see is that the cloth is now blurred. You can use it to remove unwanted details you don't want your viewers to see in your video. You can use it to, masking is the tool you use to do that. So then another thing we can do with masking, let's say for instance, let's add a lumetri color to our video. Let's rename it, let's call it green transformation. Okay, right now we can see that the grasses in our scene are not very green. You understand? It's muted green. So let's say we want to pop the color back, then what we can do is head over to the curves, hue versus saturation, select that with the eyedropper, click on the green grass, then select the area that you want to pop. Then let's now increase these things to increase the saturation of the video. So you can see we now have saturation, we now have our greens back. Let's say this is what we want to achieve, but we can as well notice that the color of his face is as well popping. Let me toggle this checkbox up so you can see the before and after. See the before, the face is not very saturated, it is very desaturated, but after, as we are increasing the green grass, we're also increasing the saturation on his face. So let's say we don't want this to apply to his face, but we want it applied around the green grass. Masking is still the tool to do that. Head over here, select the eclipse tool like before, bring it closer to his face, feather it a lot, then invert it. Right now you can see we have our greens restored, and we also have his face the way it is. So let's take a look at the before and after. Let's see before, after, before, after. So the before is much better. Let's reduce this green. Okay, so there you have it, guys. These are some of the things you can do with masking. Remember, we said that any effects applied to your video can as well be used as a transition. Remember, we said that transition is an effect that happened between two video clips. Let's learn a quick way of doing masking transition. Okay, so we are going to be using masking to transition from this clip to this clip. So this is an effect you have seen. I know you might have seen this one probably a lot, even in my videos. So what we'll do now is to duplicate this clip, then go to the beginning. Make sure you are at the beginning, guys. Then right click on the clip and add frame hold. So what this will do is it will keep your video still like an image. Let's start masking our video now. Select on the video you want to mask. Then this is another important step. You will select the property you want masked. The reason why we've been selecting lumetri all the while is because we've been masking the color properties. So now we want to do a different masking. We want to mask this subject, and the way we can achieve that is by going to the opacity and masking through the opacity. Remember, opacity is the property that describes how visible your object is. So by increasing the opacity, let me take this thing out. Let me take this clip out. When the opacity is at 100, your clip is 100% visible. But when the opacity is below 100, it is 100% transparent. You understand? So now, even though we have this clip up here, we can't see it. We can only see the clip behind it because it is 100% transparent. So if I increase it, I will make it 0% transparent. So that is the future, or that's the property we want to max. So once you click the free draw bezier tool, which is this pen tool right here, you can see it created a mask automatically. We can leave it like this, or we can choose to rename it. But let's go ahead and start masking. Let's zoom in 25%. Let's zoom in like 50%. Now we are done. When you are done with masking, you will now go ahead and click on the beginning. That's the first node you added in order to close the mask. So if I click it now, we are going to close our mask, and boom. It looks as if nothing has happened, but it's because we have this clip below it. So if I reduce it or if I remove it, you can see now we have a totally black background. Let me drag this over to our video. See what it looks like. All right. Okay, and by the way, I didn't focus on making these marks very accurate because those details are not needed for the kind of effect we want to do. So one of the things we can do with this now is let me drag this masking a bit into this video. Let's say we want to transition from this clip, that's from this clip to this clip, but I don't just want this clip to appear, so I want to add a distracting element before introducing our next clip. And that's what transitions are all about, majorly how you can make things merge in smoothly. You can do that by distraction or by leaving the video the way it is. So that's what we are doing here. So let's press play and see what we have. Okay, it's very short, so let's. So guys, you can see it now, and there are so many other things you can do to spice it up. You understand? Let's say you want our model to look as if it's behind our subject here. So one of the things you can do is to mask this one, but because we've already created a mask for this one, I don't think it will be necessary. So select this mask, then zoom in and remove this mask. You understand? Try and mask around. Let me press Ctrl to delete a mask, then move it. And let me delete this mask as well. Then move it in and fine-tune it. And you can do the same thing for the face here. You can move it close and bring it. Just fine-tune it to the best you can. Let's bring this one. Let's go much closer here, guys. Alright, so let's hit play. Beautiful. Alright, the next thing you can do is to animate your mask if you don't want it to just pop up and start moving. So let's do that. In order to animate our video, we are going to be doing it with a transform effect. And the reason why we are doing it is so that we can add motion blur to our movement. And if I'm to move the position property in the transform, you'll see it will just move out our subject. And we don't want that to happen. So select your video, right click, then go to next. Go to the beginning of your clip, select your video. In the transform effects, in the position property, move your video out. Then click on this stopwatch or toggle animation button. Then go to the end of your video and reset it. Or this is where you want the clip to be reviewed. So let's quickly hit play and see what we have now. Yes guys, we are getting there. And one of the things you can do to spice it up is to add an easy ease effect. We'll leave this one the way it is because we don't want it to ease out. It's not a free fall. But we come to the end and right click and hit ease in. Select the mask, drop this down, then bring it a bit closer. So if I press play now, see what we have. We are almost there. So the next thing you will notice is that our video, which is our mask, looks extremely sharp. This is not the normal way an object in motion would look like. An object in motion has a special kind of motion we call motion blur. So that's what we want to add to this video now. So how to do that? On your transform effects, go to this use composition angle, uncheck this box and increase the composition angle. The more angle you get, the more blurry your object becomes. So with this now selected, let's hit play. Oh, it's already beautiful. I think we are good to go. So we can now drag this thing to the end. You see, we have a much more seamless motion. Wow, that's beautiful, guys. So we've discussed masking and so many things you can accomplish with this. Remember, the more you play around with it, the better you get. There are no end to things you can do with masking. So many fun stuff you see in music videos and all these fun videos, viral videos, most of those things are done with masking. There are no limits to what you can do with masking. So get over to your system and practice this and see what you can create with it. And keep on getting better. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment if you learned something new, and we will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.